Yeah, you can start.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनाधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरु मुमुक्षूणां हृतार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं प्राणन् गुरुं ब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्.
We are on the topic of kosha.
Deepti recording.
Oh, I can't do this now. We'll take it from the. Thanks for reminding, but I forgot now. I'll have to end all this to do that. Okay, from Facebook. So what we were seeing is kosha. As I have constantly been saying, Vedanta is in the form of viveka, vichar. Obviously, to do any vivek, one needs data, one needs information. So Vedanta is a subject, topic, which gives us the information which helps us to employ the Viveka Shakti to vichar on, and the purpose of it is to know what is the truth about my being. Mera satya kya hai? I'm not using technical terms, I'm not using intellectual words. Simple question. मेरा सत्य क्या है? मैं कौन हूं? मेरा क्या होता है जब शरीर छूटता है, जब last breath taken is going to be a day, a moment, after which no breath taken through this form. तो ये मैं वॉकी टॉकी अभी generator, actor, enjoyer, prior, complainer, eater, sleeper, hearer, traveler, सब में ER, whatever has an ER at the end in English. What happens to that being जो अभी संशय रहित, without doubt, with certainty, unquestioning state of mind, has a firm idea that मैं हूं, I am there, I am alive, I am living. Everybody excuse me, I think my internet is a bit slow, so there may be a little lag here and there. So Vedanta is addressing, by giving us information, to think about on the line of मेरा सत्य क्या है? What is my true nature? Who am I? जब मेरा स्थूल शरीर अंतिम संस्कार ले रहा होगा, तब मैं कहाँ होंगी? अभी तो ये वॉकी टॉकी है ना, स्थूल शरीर, बट अंतिम संस्कार मैं नहीं कर रही होंगी, कोई और कर रहा होगा. दैट मीन्स कोई एक पल ऐसा है, वो एक पल है. अब पल में भी पल का पल, you may go on dividing a time into seconds and milliseconds and milliseconds, and Indian system has really brought it into great division. It will be one pal, एक पल, जब forever this walkie-talkie is disconnected from this sharir, not coming back into this tomorrow morning. मतलब गया. So the earlier discarded better, वरना it like any other. If you have a rat dead at home, how do you know that there is a dead rat at home or a dead lizard at home? By your smell. पूरा घर, exactly, you do that. You do, you know. In the same way, that is the nature of स्थूल शरीर. इस बात को ना पकड़ लेना है. If you have to take entry into Vedanta, yes, well, if you really have to benefit from it and derive the nectar out of it, the first thing is that we all, while we are walking, talking, smelling, hearing, etc., the certainty with which we believe that we are alive and we exist, in that certainty, the memory that I will die tomorrow is not there. बहुत ध्यान से अपने विचारों को देखने की स्थिति को वेदांत का अध्ययन कहते हैं. वेदांत अध्ययन क्या है? It is not studying the book. अपने विचारों को देखना इस वेदांत अध्ययन. उस विचार को देख के वेदांता ने जो इंफॉर्मेशन दी है उससे टैली करना. Tally is one of the programs, no? I think economics. Yeah, no? Tally
for accounts.
For accounts, correct. You tally something, I'm sure. Incoming and outgoing. Incoming and outgoing to be tallied. What is inside my vritti, my thoughts? How do I see? How do I think? What are my thought bundles? Seeing them, observing them, just usko, what is the word I used exactly? Very correct word it was.
Tally.
Tally ke just about pehle.
Thought pattern, you said, no?
Vritti. When you are just vichar karna, so when you are just about recognize adhyan, what is Vedanta adhyan? Very important thing this is, because if you get the fundamental correct, foundation right, then rest of your Vedanta study is correct. This adhyan, Vedanta adhyanam, correct, is actually what? Just अपने thoughts को देखना, and in the light of Vedanta जो thoughts डाल रही है, because when we start hearing all this in Vedanta, now I have got another new set of thought bundle जो अपने आप से मुझे कभी भी नहीं पहचान में आता. I start tallying these two. उसको कहते हैं वेदांत अध्ययनम. It is not memorizing the shlokas, it is not memorizing the memory, and memorizing is helpful. It is not to be done. But if you just memorize it and can repeat it, but you have not tallied it with your own thought bundle, then this is not Adhyanam complete. You've just about learned alphabets, but you have not started constructing sentences. When you start learning a language, if you've taught a child A to Z and you've taught them 2-letter words, 3-letter words, but the child is not able to add prepositions and cannot make a sentence, that would become, you know the entire Prasthanatraya of Vedanta, you've heard it 2 times, 3 times, but you have not yet learned the art of tallying it with your existing thoughts. Your Adhyanam cannot be completed. So what is it that my own thoughts tell me about myself? I am real. I am this form. I want this. I want that. Correct. I will go here. I will do that. I don't like this. I like that. I am so good. I'm not so good. I am pleasant. I am not pleasant. I'm angry. I'm annoyed. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm ill. I'm sick. I'm dimag kharab at the moment. My dimag has gone kharab completely. I'm restless. I'm irritated. I can still actually take the whole class on I am. Because if you write all of them down, I want to do a workshop on just these koshas at some point. At the moment, I don't know when, because if I have to do that, then we have to stop class for some time. But at this point, I cannot stop class. But we are going to do, probably, God willing, a workshop on koshas. But an indicator for it, why wait till then? Indicator of it is all these I ams. Whatever I feel about myself during the day, my conclusions about myself, if I just write them down, by the time I finish the Panch Koshas, you should be able to mark each one of them. Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Kosh, Anandamaya Kosh. All your thought, that's why Vedanta and Adhyanam, Vedanta and introspection cannot be separated from each other. And that's why all these things only help to become aids. So what is it that Vedanta is saying to me? What did I say, read or hear in Vedanta? I am Brahman. The teacher tells the student, you are Brahman. I'm going backwards, okay? The student says, what is Brahman? I've never heard this word before. Who is Brahman? He says, Atman is Brahman. Now the student turns back and says, now what is Atman? I've never heard Atman before. And the teacher turns back and says, what you keep calling yourself as Main is truly Atman. Now, this is a clue starting. What you're calling as Main is truly Atman. That Atman is Brahman. Now, what is your starting point, known point? What do you recognize? Do you recognize word Brahman? No. Do you recognize word Atman? No. Do you recognize word Main? Yes. Now you start asking, what is Main?
Initially, you think it's body.
Exactly. So now you start seeing how this Main, Vedanta has helped us to understand it in these 5 koshas. That I am, first is, मैं is sharir. मैं ये शरीर हूँ. Hindi is easier to explain this. मैं शरीर हूँ. शरीर में भी कौन सा शरीर? मैं स्थूल शरीर हूँ. मैं and who is distinct from sthula sharir. How? I just said, my antim sanskar, somebody will do. मैं will not do my मैं मेरा अंतिम संस्कार नहीं करूंगी. Very important. I hope you get the gist of this. मैं अगर शरीर हूं, which I feel now, because I can move my hand. मैंने कहा कि भैया हाथ हिलाओ तो हिला लिया. मैंने कहा ग्लास लो, ग्लास ले लिया. मैंने कहा चल के जाओ, चल दी. मैं कहूं मेरा अंतिम संस्कार करो, होगा? कभी भी नहीं होगा. Which means what? This sthula sharir, if you clinch this and not in thinking alone, by repeated thinking, the vision, my thought and Vedanta thought start merging. टैली होने लगता है कि अब मुझे भी ये दिखने लगता है कि अरे दैट मैं शरीर में फ्लॉ है. तो सोचो कि मैं शरीर, आई एम सॉरी माई लैंग्वेज गोज ऑल हियर एंड देयर, टू थिंक दैट आई एम द बॉडी में फ्लॉ है. देयर इज अ लॉजिकल फैलेसी इन दिस. The minute I'm able to appreciate the fallacy of my thinking about my own self, I automatically get the right vision to that an extent, and the right vision, Viveka Buddhi, becoming operative, Thula Sharir mein nahi hu. But now when I am asking main kya hai and I believe myself to be Sthula Sharir, that whole thinking capsuling the Main's essence, the true nature of Main being Atma, it has concealed it as if concealed it. I'll repeat this. Main sthula sharir hu. Remember Brahman, Atman, Atman, Main. Main kya hai? Start with sthula sharir. Main ye sharir hu. स्थूल भी हमको बाद में समझ में आता है. मैं ये शरीर ही हूं. Where is the doubt? That's why I take so much care for it, no? I take care of my nail also because मतलब चिप हो जाता है तो दर्द होता है, दुख होता है. दर्द तो नहीं होता, दुख होता है. चिप हो गया मेरा एक नेल चिप हो गया. Why is it? Because ये मैं है ना, मैं से जुड़ा है ना ये. Now the minute I think ये मैं से जुड़ा है, instantly when I get the recognition कि ये जो शरीर है पूरा का पूरा, ये मैं हूं, this whole idea is actually concealed, as if concealed. My recognition of मैं as Atma. Is this much clear? मैं शरीर हूं is as if concealing. As if is very important because Atma cannot be concealed. But in my understanding and my recognition today, it is as if concealing it. Because I have a contrary view of my own self, which is in association with the body. तो बॉडी के गुण, बॉडी का रूप, बॉडी का रंग, बॉडी का प्रॉपर्टीज, बॉडी की एट्रीब्यूट्स, बॉडी का लक्षण, ये सारा मैं के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है. नाउ विचार स्टार्ट्स. ट्रूली ऐसा है तो पहला विचार तो यही है कि भैया जब हम सो गए तो वेयर वॉज द रिकग्निशन ऑफ दिस बॉडी? More forceful is what I just said today. Why? Because coming and going and sleeping and waking, we know this, we are doing every day. No, I don't doubt it. But when I know कि मैं अपना ही संस्कार नहीं कर सकती, तो ये तो फिर मेरा शरीर मैं नहीं हो सकता ना. मेरा शरीर हो फिर भी सकता है, मैं तो नहीं शरीर हो सकता. Because मैं अभी आई एम कंट्रोलिंग द बॉडी, बट दैट एक पल में जब ये छूट जाएगी, आई एम it's a log of dead matter which is decaying, and nobody will want to keep it beyond a point because bacteria, virus, spreads in the environment. To such an extent, the tradition says that if you have had some such thing in your family, even for 14 days, you do not do any such activity, etc. Why? Because respecting the one who's gone, idea is sthula sharir is matter, and matter decays unless and until there is something which is rejuvenating it. Be careful of the words. If there is something that is rejuvenating, when a river keeps flowing, it is fresh water. But when the river becomes a pool in a place, stagnant in a place, moss starts coming on it. It's no longer fresh. You will have to purify it to drink it. But a flowing river is fresh. Now, if this is dead matter, body is dead matter, what is flowing this body that it is today not smelling? What is keeping it fresh? Is it my bath soap? Is it my bath oil? Whatever they are. Is it the spa treatment? Is that what is keeping the body non-deteriorating? What is keeping the body pumping, fresh? Correct. That flowing river has a force. It has Shakti. What is it in you that has a force which will have a Shakti? That is your pranas. The pranas are keeping the body fresh. Pranas are keeping the body, I would say, tingling fresh. Tingling fresh. So the quality of your pranas will determine the freshness of your body. The pranas by themselves are definitely keeping the body fresh. But is that all that is may? Is that the only place where I say, when I say, okay, in my entire list, of course, you'll have to probably record it because I did not purposely put the list in the order of koshas so that you can separate them yourself. But supposing there is one of the things, I am so tired today. Why didn't I take a class yesterday? I couldn't talk. You couldn't hear? Okay. I was so tired. I was so exhausted. I couldn't talk. Even now when I'm talking, my head's swirling now. Actually, it is swirling, so I'll take a short class. It's swirling. Which means what? What am I saying is tired? Exhausted? The prana shakti is not invigorating the sharir. It is not tingling the sharir. It is not enough shakti to even make me talk at my full vigor. My full vigor, which I identify myself with. That means to decide to talk, I need the prana. But something else in me says I want to talk this subject and I don't want to talk. उसके घर में ये हुआ, उसके घर में वो हुआ. I don't want to talk all that. I want to talk this subject. But to talk this subject, what in me is also me, मैं. वो भी मैं हूं. Something in me, मैं has decided कि मैं अब टाड़ा टाड़ा बोलूंगी. What decided कि मैं बोलूंगी? And then the pranas started shifting as if vigorating the body, and whichever needs more. So if I'm talking, then wherever needs whatever more energy, more pranas, my entire digestion, circulation, assimilation, throwing out my whole physiological functioning is redistributing itself around the activity now, which is talking. And to talk, before that, that means there is something in me, which I called मैं, which decided कि अब time to talk. What is that? Manomaya Koshaha. What is Manomaya Koshaha? Manascha Jnanendriya Panchakam Militva. By these 5 sense perceptions with which I have gained the information, which I am gaining the information, you are gaining the information by hearing, your indriyas are also activated. You are also using your pranas to activate your indriyas. I am using my pranas to talk and hear. You are using your pranas to hear and talk. Because if we both do it simultaneously, talking, then what will happen? It will be called argumentation. So at this point, I am to talk more, hear less. At this point, you are hearing more, talking less. So what is that? But we are both employing what I call as my will, my desire, my ichha is the word. If you don't have ichha to listen to this, why will you be here? If your ichha is very weak, then why will you be here week after week? That's a good one. English mein words. If your ichha is weak, why will you be here week after week? If your ichha is prabal, then the distribution of your entire Annamaya Kosh is handled by Pranamaya Kosh. For whom? For the one who has his ichhas to fulfill. तो अब मेरी इच्छा ये है, बट जिसकी नहीं है वो यहाँ नहीं है. जिसकी इच्छा अभी कुछ और है तो हम कुछ और कर रहे होंगे अभी. Now तो we don't even have matches going on. Otherwise, evening time, चलो हम IPL देख लेते हैं. What are we going to do? इच्छा कुछ तो होगी ना, बाहर तो नहीं जा पा रहे अभी कहीं. जहां जहां मेरी इच्छा है, do you see how the pranas are directing the body in those places? Wherever my ichha is to whatever you. But out of so many ichhas that I have at this point also, I will choose one ichha at a time at one point. I may have a ichha today, I may be tired, I want to sleep also. I want to cook also, I want to clean also, and I want to talk to someone also. And I may have 5-6 ichhas running at this point simultaneously, which is exhausting me because I have 5-6 agendas going all the time at one point. So if I have 5-6 things, I will have to choose one ichha only, no? Because only there can the pranas get directed. If I am going to do all of them together, what will happen? Chaos. The body is disoriented. So when I see that मेरी इच्छा है, मुझे ये करना है, my मैं is identified with my ichhas. That becomes a kosha. Along with Jnanendriya, because unless and until there is information coming, my ichhas don't get generated. मुझे ये पसंद है, मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है, मुझे ये अच्छे लगते हैं, मुझे ये अच्छे नहीं लगते. There is whole lot of emotional body activated when there is interactions in the world. Can you interact without emotional body in its place? It's very difficult to interact in a neutral way. People call us indifferent, people call us cold-hearted, people call people all kinds of things because People identify you as people only, as a person only, if you show and exhibit emotions. What is emotions all? Emotion, another word, call it as Ichha, because Ichha is emotion. It takes me from here to there, from place to place, from person to person, from object to object. It directs the movement. I'm really grateful to Ishvara today. The words are coming out far more better than I thought they would. It's a direct perception, if you see it. This इच्छा जो हमें घुमाती है सब जगह, I am calling it as मैं, मेरी इच्छा है. Though my words are मेरी इच्छा, but I don't see myself separate from ichha. That's why I am suffering if my ichha is not fulfilled, and I'm happy, elated if my ichha gets fulfilled. This Gyan Indriya Militva, Milke, Manaha and Gyan Indriya together is creating this whole emotional body, which is becoming the reflection or the misunderstanding of myself as Atma. I see myself as an emotional person. I am good, I am sad, I am angry, I am etc. I hate you. I just can't hate the person. कितना भी इंसान मेरे साथ गलत कर दे, लेकिन I still can't hate the person. I am a very virtuous person. I am such a nice person. Why is the world so bad with me? Why is the world taking me for granted? Why is my family taking me for granted? I am such a giver. You know, it's very fascinating. When you really get the grip of the subject, you genuinely lose interest in talking. Teaching तो पता नहीं बहुत मुश्किल से करनी पड़ती है. Because enjoyment is in what? There is a movie going on the whole day. You see, the whole time now I'm going to tally what I know as myself and what the subject has told me I am. I have to tally them. Uske liye I have to hear myself. And when I just hear myself in conversations, all of our description, the entire description of myself, good, bad, ugly, nice, whatever you want to call yourself, the entire description of myself is a limitation of myself, is actually not me. And he's going to come to that point very soon now. So of all these ichhas that I may have, I will choose what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what I should do, what I should not do. At this point, I really wanted to go to sleep today. I just said no, I should not cancel the class. My ichha is to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep like Kumbhakarna. Nobody should wake me up. But that ichha, with 2-3 other ichhas, I have to resolve them into one. And what have I resolved it into, say, supposing, in this example, it's just an example because it will convey well. I said, no, I should not cancel. Now what has happened? So many thoughts that were surfacing at that time were creating a confusion in me, were creating my emotional body. The minute I have decided I will not cancel the class, what has happened to the Antakarnam? What has happened to my idea of me? It is still my decision. I still have decided. I am saying my decision is this. I am the one who's going through the experience of my decision. It's my experience. मैं मेरा जुड़ा है वहां पे. That resolute decision is buddhi hi. Buddhi with what? Again, Gyanendriya. Because what will buddhi work on? Gyanendriya. Buddhihi Gyanindriya Panchakam, the five Gyanindriyas militva. So Buddhi and the five Gyanindriyas, when they have joined together, Yo Bhavati Saha Vijnanamaya Koshaha. That is Vijnanamaya Kosh. Vijnanamaya Kosh means what? Now supposing after this you say, oh, I till today I didn't understand Kosha so well. When I say I did not understand Kosha so well, I did not understand Koshas well, is actually Manomaya concealing the I Atma. And supposing one of us says, okay, I have now understood it better. Final can never be said in Vedanta. You go on improving your understanding as often as you hear it. It just gets better and better. I understand it better today. I'm more clearer on what it is. Now what has it become? Vijnanamaya Kosha, but concealing still I Atma. What have I become now? I know the Koshas. If you finish the whole Tattva Bodha, and some of you are really learning it well, touch wood, and I'm really thankful to Ishvara, becoming clear and you're absorbing it well. At the end of the text, it will be what? I know. You've identified with the whole structure of knowledge. You've identified with knowledge. You are clear about what it has said. But are you clear on what is Atma? If not, that means Vijnanamaya Kosha is still concealing the Atma. Now with what pehle you had knowledge of physics, chemistry, world, everything, money and this and that and even punya and papa and everything. You had knowledge of all of that. Atma was still as if concealed. You still didn't know Atma is Brahman. Now the knowledge has got replaced with Vedantic knowledge. Advaita Vedantic knowledge. Not ordinary, not Dvaita, not Vishishta Dvaita. Advaita Vedantic knowledge, which says there is only one Advaita. There is no second. You have knowledge of that now. Is that knowledge? It is still Vijnanamaya Kosha because it is still concealing I, the Atma. I as the Atma. Who is this I? I am a knower. If I say I am a knower, that knower has become Vijnanamaya Kosha. Knower is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Of doesn't matter which subject. Whether it's Vedanta or it is anything. It can be Tantra, it can be Mantra, it can be Karma Kanda, it can be Vedanta, it can be science, it can be space science, it can be under science, over science, under the ocean. As many subjects, as many. The world, knowledge is not finite. So we'll go on discovering knowledge. But as long as I'm adding the knowledge to my I am the one who's become the knower of it. That I, the knower, is Vijnanamaya Kosha. So far clear? Because in this what you will see is Vijnanamaya Kosha has directed the Manomaya Kosha, has directed the Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha already had the organs of action in it. So it directed the body in that direction. Look at the way the individual, मैं, who's got this idea कि मैं ये शरीर हूँ, मैं ये मन हूँ, मैं ये इच्छाएं हूँ, मैं ये बुद्धि हूँ, मेरी ये सोच है, मेरी ये, this concluded person who has a name today of the body, who has a gender of the body, who has his political and religious ideologies of the mind, of the buddhi. Each one of us, individual, all of this is actually what? Koshaha. Each one seems to be controlled by the one over it. And each one, very interesting this is more inner in its layering. Normally how we have the impression, if something covers, we say it's more bahar bahar. So if there are these small balls के अंदर एक ball के अंदर एक ball के अंदर एक ball, you have that kind of a thing. So you would imagine that what pervades is the biggest, is the outermost. What is happening here is Annamaya Kosha is the outermost. Controlling Annamaya Kosha, directing Annamaya Kosha, Annamayam, is something inside, but more pervading it, which is Pranamaya. Uske bhi andar, it's a layer in a layer, uske bhi andar, coming closer, inner to it. Inner to it is Pranamaya Kosha. What directed the Pranamaya Kosha? Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha is more pervasive to Pranamaya Kosha and Annamaya Kosha and directs it. Vijnanamaya Kosha is also inner to Manomaya Kosha and directs the rest of them. Directs this, directs so, because now Vijnanamaya Kosha, now I'm not moving into the next one. I'm going to give you a thought first. See if you can get it. If you get it, you've clinched the idea. What pushes Vijnanamaya Kosha into whatever? Why did I decide I want to take a class or not class? Or why did you decide to come for? You may have had 100 things to do. Why did you also give up that time and sit here? What do you think what propelled it?
Your prana.
Prana propelled the body. But what propelled the decision?
Man.
Man, okay.
Your prarabdha also?
Prarabdha also, okay. Watch closely. Buddhi. What made the buddhi? What made the buddhi conclusive? What clinched ki ye main karungi?
Desire. Greedy.
Desire is for what?
What made me decide that I want to do it?
So, what made you really decide that?
Agyan.
You're seeking.
You're seeking what? Excellent. You're very close. You're seeking what?
The truth.
To know who I am.
For what? Why do you want to know?
To feel better about myself. To kind of understand who am I.
Close, very, very close. Come more closer to this. Your words are almost correct. Just kind of bring it closer. Jignasa, okay, very good. What do you want Jignasa for? What do you want to know it for? Desire for happiness. Absolutely. Perfect. What do you think you're getting out of this? Why are you here? If you can trace it backwards, you will realize that there is an anand, hope of anand. Because if it is displeasurable, will you sit through the whole thing? अगर आपको आनंद नहीं आया क्लास में तो 1 घंटा 5 मिनट भी नहीं बैठोगे. If you don't like it, if it's not giving you some enjoyment, if it's not correct, for all those reasons, yes. But if it's not giving you basic pleasure, basic enjoyment, will you pursue it? If I think it is my duty to do what I am doing, duty is propelling me. Yes. But if I don't see that fulfilling my duty is what gives me happiness, will I do it? So supposing I'm saying yes, I'm taking because I see it as a duty. But because I see it as a duty doesn't become culminative. Because I see that acting on my duty gives me greater happiness. It is the anand which pushes me, which I perceive I will get, which is making me decide, and then my emotional body and my pranas and I am in a whole interactive world now. 3D, 5D, Bhagwan jane how many Ds. Correct. Ananda at this point. Yes. Anandamaya. This Ananda which we are talking about, at the end of this, I really, initially when people are not very qualified for learning, when normal idea is, बहुत अच्छा लगा आज उनकी क्लास बहुत अच्छी थी, या समझ में क्या है आधे घंटे बाद सब भूल जाएगा. Lekin, what an orator, what a speaker, I really enjoy. Or whenever you go to see a theater, or you go to see plays, or you so many, in fact, every activity of ours is directed for Ananda. Shastra says it in 2 words. Sukha Prapti. My entire life movement is generated with this I, which is Atman, which is apparently concealed because of, you'll get to see the definition very soon. Let me just start. The definition being avidyastha. Because of my avidya of I, the Atma, which is the current Sharir, I am now in pursuit of happiness. Sukha Prapti. Jahan jahan mujhe lagega sukh prapti hai, my decisions will be faster. I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Jahan mujhe doubt hai ki I will get happiness or not, I am not deciding quickly enough. जहां मुझे सर्टन है कि यहां सुख नहीं है, और सुख नहीं है तो भूल जाओ, दुख है, that will also be a decision to run away from. I will run away from those things. मुझे नहीं चाहिए. If I love drinking, say sugarcane juice, example, please don't think it just come to my mind out of nowhere. If I love having sugarcane juice, I am about to reach it, raw sugarcane juice, about to have the juice, and then somebody points, it has poison in it. 1 drop of poison. Itna juice ka 500 milliliter. 1 drop of poison. Is there any proportion? 500 milliliter of Anand I can have. What is 1 drop of poison? That 1 drop of poison, Buddhi understands, is not worth any Ananda at all. I see it 100% as source of sorrow. Therefore, my decision to run away from it, not have it. So my buddhi directs my man, which really reached for it. I want it, I want it, I want it. Instantly my buddhi tells my man, do not touch it. Don't go near it. Instantly my pranas did not activate my hands. Because the command has come. I don't want it. It had knowledge, Gyan Indriya, gave the knowledge. I heard it has poison. I hope you can see the connection. Myself, I think it's come out very clearly, much more clearer than I thought I was equipped today for. So if you can see this much, I will stop here. Anand. Okay, let me just continue. 2 more minutes. This Anand has gradation. किसी में हमें ज्यादा दिखता है, किसी में हमें कम दिखता है, किसी में हमें बहुत ज्यादा दिखता है. शास्त्र calls it priyadi vritti sahitam. Priya, we all know that. A lot of people have their names also. Priya. Priya. Adi means there must be more variations to Priya. Gradations of Sukh. What are they? Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Where does the word Modak come from? Ganeshji loves Modak. Modak. It gives you joy. What is Priya? You'll get the examples very clear now. What is Priya? Something that is, I see it or I hear it, something my senses have got engaged with and they have given me some pleasure. What is Moda? I see the Modak there, I get some joy and I eat it. Will there be a different joy now? So the higher, subtler, more joy is Moda. Moda, not Modak. Moda. I'm sorry. I should redo this a little bit. Flipped. I see it and then I go and reach it. I decide I want to have it. That means I saw first layer. My mind said I must have it. When I said I must have it, the thought of Modak coming to me, getting closer to me. अभी वो दुकान में है, under the glass shelf. It's there. I can see it. I still have a choice to have it or not have it. I like it. Priya. I decide I want to have it. So I go for it. It's going to, the idea that it's coming closer. Do you see the variation of the sukh coming? Increasing now? थोड़ा थोड़ा बढ़ने लगा sukh. So the minute it's coming closer to me, my happiness seems to have now started because I'm anticipating happiness out of it. I look for happiness upon it, therefore I want it. That is moda. And then when I eat it, and it matches my taste, past sanskar taste. Ooh, was so can't tell you. That I can't tell you seems to clinch pramoda. That means that enjoyment is indescribable. That's pramoda. So ananda vritti, I will elaborate this again in the next class because it is kind of very subtle, has many layers also. So Anandamaya is something, at this point, this much to be grasped, is something that is pushing the rest of me, my idea of me, which entirely is encasing the right idea, knowledge of myself as Atma Brahman. But superseding that, which is avidya, I don't see myself as this. I don't know what Atman is and I don't know what Brahma. I don't even bother about it. I don't care. As long as I get that modak there, I'm happy. And it's okay. Once the modak goes, my enjoyment goes, there'll be something else, no? Then along with modak, I will have something else which will be also giving me a lot of enjoyment. So ye khatam hoga, so I will go to that. Then ye khatam hoga, I will go to that. What is your problem यार? जब तक मेरी जिंदगी है, मैं खाऊंगी, पीऊंगी, मजे करूंगी. क्या बैठ के सोच रहे हो कि मैं कौन हूं? क्यों फर्क पड़ता है कि मैं कौन हूं? जिंदगी खाना, पीना, मजा करना ही तो है. So I will go on. This whole thing is avidya lakshana. Entire life I can eat and drink and sleep and do all things that can give me pleasure, and yet my pleasure will not be satiated. And not only not satiated, the same things will start diminishing in giving me the pleasure, and I will want more and more, better and better, newer and newer things. How else has the material world advanced so much? क्योंकि अब वो पुरानी चीज मुझे आनंद देती ही नहीं है. There was the serial that used to come in 70s, 80s or 90s. Jasoos, from that English serial. the actress had those glasses made and not so nice. So it was some Jassi जैसी कोई नहीं. Jassi जैसी कोई नहीं. At that time when we saw, I don't know how many of you have seen that. At that time when we saw that, initially at least, it was a different kind of a thing. And it gave us, सब काम छोड़ के बैठ जाओ उसके सामने, because it was something different from what those serials were coming at that time. There is a replay going on now, probably. You can watch it again somewhere. Now when you watch it, you're laughing at yourself. You're laughing, my God, I spent my time watching this. But at that time, enjoyment. So it kept me hooked. Now for any thinking person, how will you extrapolate this? Aaj bhi I must be doing something like that only, which tomorrow is going to become as silly as it has become today, my yesterday's enjoyments. Yet the whole life, till the last breath, all that I want is happiness. I will seek it till my death. This is where Vedanta is absolute bhagyam to someone's life. I will seek it till my death. And all Vedanta says is perfect. Only the direction needs to be changed. Don't seek it outside. Because all these layers are now going outside. Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. Annamaya is relating to the world outside. Where are you seeking the Ananda? Outside. All Vedanta is saying is seek, but now inside. Because Ananda is not to be sought. Atma, he's going to complete when he completes it. What is Atma? Next question. Once the Panch Koshas are finished, Atma Tarhi, Atma Sat, Atma Chit, Atma Anandaha. Okay. I think we'll end here for now. I'm going to repeat this Anandamaya tomorrow, next time again, to complete the topic once more. As I said, Avasthatraya, Anandamaya, these are Panch Koshas. These are Prakriyas. This is learning to tally. Any one of them is adequate. It's not that we need all of them. There are many more. There is Drik Drishya. That's another text. What is seen and who's the seer, etc. Okay. We'll continue next. Can you conclude? And Priyanka?
ॐ सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां सर्वे भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयतां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी शालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ